Hi, this is Steve Banky from Eco Bee Removal with another episode of what you need to know about bee removal. In this case, we are removing multiple bee infestations from a stilt home down in the Florida Keys. This is a bank-owned home, and left unattended, bees are going to just keep outgrowing their space, or they grow so big the smell goes out into the environment, and another swarm is going to come in and inhabit another place in the house. In this case, the gaps created by the shrinking wood in between the floor joists on that first floor on the stilt. So we're going to talk about how we're going to find the bees and resolve your issue. Enjoy. Well, right off, the reason that you hire someone like Eco Bee Removal is that we are going to demonstrate to you that we have both the skills in the trades and we're skilled in the habits of bees, being registered beekeepers. So it helps us to locate the bees and be able to perform a surgical cut. In this case, we have found this colony of bees right between these roof rafters, and you can see we've already scored it a little bit to begin the opening. So, our guess right now is this is where this colony is going to be. Sometimes we miss it. Most times we're right on because we want to do as few cuts as possible. Here you see that we've made the cut and we've opened up the spot, and bingo, we have discovered the honeycomb. It's up in there. And so we're going to scope it out because, we have to look to see how far this goes into the ceiling. And now we'll begin the process of cleaning the honeycomb, scraping it, hitting it with covering it with a scent that basically overpowers the original pheromone smell of the colony. And then we're going to stuff that space. And then we're going to put that piece right back in there and reattach it. Now we go outside on this stilt home, and you can see the way the floor is basically resting on this bond beam on top of the block. And those bees have gone into those floor joists, and they're going back in there, and there's that blocking in between the floor joists. So we're looking where the next colony basically outgrew its one location, then flew out, a queen flew out, and flew out with half the bees and went back in there and started over again. So that's how the colony split in nature. So we're seeing that these bees are going in there right in that wood blocking in between the rafters. So we know they're back in there again. So we go looking for the next one. And just like before, we trace it down. Now we're going to feel up in that ceiling with our hand or with a stethoscope, or we're basically looking for heat and for sound. And then for the most part, we can find the bees right where they are. Again, that's why you hire an expert. So we make the surgical cut right where the bees are. And bingo, you can see right here, we cut open a little door and we found them again. And the whole process begins again. We're going to clean it, scrape it, spray it, dust it, stuff it, put that piece back on, caulk it. All you have to do when we're done is touch up paint. Again, we've gone out and gone around the side of the house, and sure enough, these bees have been in this location so long that they just keep dividing, or other swarms could come here because they can smell the other colonies and they sort of think of this as honey haven. So another swarm could have gone in there. It's really hard to say. All we know is that once you have bees, the chances of getting bees again are really high. So you have to keep that in mind. You've got to resolve your issue. And resolving your issue is always about cleaning it. So we see the bees going in between the roof rafters again. And once again, we have to go through the whole process of finding them. We've determined that they're right on this spot. We have our ladder sitting there. We've listened. We've felt. We feel the heat. We're pretty sure that's where they're going to be. And bingo, we're 3 for 3 on this job. Right on it. And that's what you get. You don't want someone to be just destroying your house, and you don't want someone who's just going to spray and go. You want someone who can just come in and find them and clean it and just know what they're looking for. And of course, even though we stuff the space where the bees are, keeping them from ever being able to grow there again, we're still doing what we can on the outside too. In this case, using high quality caulking to caulk the areas where the bees are going in. Now we're controlling it through exclusion, but also from the inside, we're keeping the whole the whole thing from repeating itself, because you will get bees back if you don't take care. Remember that once you have an established colony, or 3 in this case, the last thing you want to do is spray and go. If you kill the bees, then and the bees aren't there fanning their wings, then that wax, which has a low melting temperature, just melts all over everything, and then it's a nightmare because every bee in town will be looking for you. You were 1 in 100,000 when bees were looking for a place, but now that you have bees, you can see that you are top on the bee world list. So, in our opinion, all of your jobs should include opening, cleaning, closing, and warranty. And if you don't get all four of those, you're wasting your money. You're going to get bees back for sure. And we say, if all things are equal on pricing and service, go with somebody who's trying to save bees. We need bees. 1/3 of the food that we eat on the planet comes through the pollination of honeybees. Let's keep them around. Well, once again, we appreciate you watching this video. Good luck. Now you're more informed. Knowledge is power. Remember us if you have a need here in Florida. We're at ecobeeremoval.com. Be glad to talk to you. Free consultations always. Remember us. This is Steve Benke. Saving bees and be blessed.